Hey guys, welcome to Love Me Some Cooking with Vicki. And today I've got a bone to pick with you. Answer me this question. Why is it, there's just a few things in this world that don't make sense to me. For example, why would my one daughter send a note to her little sister and sign at the bottom, Lilas? Does that make any sense to you? Y'all know what that means, right? When we were kids, love you like a sis, doesn't make any sense. Another thing that doesn't make any sense to me is why is it when people have meatloaf, they have to eat it this way when they have leftovers. I made a meatloaf the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, what can I do with this differently to not take it out of my refrigerator and put it back on a plate and microwave it for my husband or my kids? No one wants to eat the same stuff the same way you put it in your refrigerator. And I know there are people that are just extremely bent on putting this on a sandwich. So I found a great way to put this on a sandwich. We're going to country fry it. This is fantastic. So in this bowl, I have got 3 eggs that I have beat up with a little bit of milk and just a little bit of sriracha hot chili sauce. Now I know that you're thinking, shoot, she's putting hot sauce? I thought we were talking about honey holes before in the last episode regarding my chili, but this is not going to do anything once it's with the milk. We're going to put that in it first, and then into the flour, and then into our skillet with the hot oil. Which reminds me, I need to turn that off. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we've got our 3 eggs, a little bit of milk, and our sriracha hot sauce. And here we've got a 1.5 cups of flour. Here we go again with my garlic pepper. 1 whole tablespoon. 1 whole tablespoon of salt. A little bit of garlic powder. Yes, I love me some garlic. And a little bit of paprika. So it's kind of like if you ever had a country fried steak, that's exactly what this is like, except we're doing it with some meatloaf. And then we're going to put it on an onion roll with a little bit of provolone cheese and a pickle. And you got yourself a great sandwich. And some corn on the cob if you can't see my stove going back there. Got my corn going right now. So let's just flip this up with a fork. Alright. It smells so good. It smells so good. Okay, so now I went ahead and I cut 1 piece up into 1 inch. And this thing, this bad boy, I mean, it was about that big. So we ate half of it for dinner one night. So now I got half of it to do something else with it. So I'm going to cut it into 1 inch slices here. And do this a day or 2 later, because you got to let it sit in your fridge so that it gets cold. If not, this is just going to fall apart on you, and then you'll get mad and start cussing, and I ain't attractive at all. Ask my husband. But so I'm going to cut this up, and on top of my meatloaf, let me explain to you what I did with this meatloaf for those of you that don't know how to make a meatloaf. What I did was I put 2 pounds of ground beef, or ground chuck rather, into my bowl. I put 1 egg, a cup of panko breadcrumbs, we've discussed that before, and I put in 1 large onion, and I put in a packet of au jus seasoning mix. You can find that at any grocery store. It's basically like when we made the French dips, but we just used the packet in that one. Sprinkle that in, and that's all that it was. And then on top, instead of your mom's ketchup that was placed on top of your meatloaf, I'm sure growing up, I took a cup of ketchup, I took a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, and a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Doesn't that sound tangy? It's kind of kicked up ketchup. And I whisked that up and I basted that on top. So now we've got our 4 slices. We've got this little thing that we can do something with later if we want. But now I've got it all ready to go. So I'm going to first dredge it in our seasoned flour. Shake it off. Take another hand here, stick it into our egg batter, and then right back into our seasoned flour. And keep in mind, this meat's cooked, so all we're basically doing is heating it through. It's just like I said, like chicken fried steak. We got 1. Let's go ahead and finish the others. Dredge in our flour. Okay, so now we're over at our skillet. I've got about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of just any kind of oil you got, vegetable oil, canola, whatever. I wouldn't use extra virgin olive oil. You want a little bit of a heartier oil. And we're just going to place these in one at a time. Heat a little bit. Like I said, your meat is already cooked. All you're doing is heating it through, and it does not take long. Now I would say this entire thing is going to take about 10 minutes to cook. So I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I've taken some onion rolls, like you would get like an Arby's beef and cheddar sandwich. I don't know, let's see if this one's better. You see that? And I just put a piece of provolone cheese on the top, and I buttered the bottom. And I'm just going to put that in the oven just to crisp it up a little bit and get that cheese to melt. So by the time that these are done, this will be done, the corn's done, we all eat. You say grace first though, then you eat. Alright guys, now all we're going to do is flip these. Please be careful when you flip these, because you don't want to get any grease on you. Alright, so we're just going to let them cook through. We're going to pull out the sandwiches, the buns here. The cheese isn't melted yet. We've got about, I'd say, 5-6 more minutes till dinner's on the table. Alright, we've got our bread out of the oven. Look at my pretty chicken fried meatloaf. So I'm going to get me a bun. And let's see, I'm going to get me a big one. Put this, let's see, on top of the bottom. And then I'm going to add me a pickle. And put the cheese top right on top. And some corn. And this dinner was seriously, yet again, ready in 20 minutes or less. So this was fantastic. Like I said, we've got ourselves our chicken fried meatloaf sandwich. We've got our corn. Let's see. Let me cut this in half to show you what this looks like. We've got our meat and our cheese and our pickle, and meatloaf sandwiches and our corn. This is a great meal. So guys, please follow me on YouTube. The cooking show is called Me Some Cookin with Vicki. And like I said, single dads or new cooks, now you can because there's no excuse. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.